Welcome back to the farm. I'm Bo McFall. This is McFall Farms, and today we are going to build a creep feeder gate for our goats. We've got had about 10 kids this year so far. We've got about 4 more that are bred that should drop any time. You can see behind me a few of the smaller ones there, and they are getting some heavy competition to get to feed. So I'm going to build a creep feeder area that the kids can access to get easy feed. So we're going to do that. If you haven't subscribed already, love it if you'd hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell for other future great videos, and let's get right to it. This is one of our Savannah Kiko Cross does that was born on the farm this year. She's looking real good. She is about 6 weeks old today. One of our bucklings, he is right at 6 weeks today, a little over 6 weeks, and he is from the registered 100% New Zealand Kiko buck we have and one of our commercial Kiko does. As you can see behind me, I've got a lumber rack there right directly behind me, and I like to repurpose everything I can. Don't like to throw much of anything away. Any of you guys who do any kind of farming or homesteading will obviously do the same things. So we try to use as much as we can here on the farm. And this is some leftover lumber for some other projects. We're going to use that to build a creep feed gate to allow these little ones through. I'll show you what we're going to do. So essentially, I picked up this stall gate sometime back, many years ago actually, at an auction or a yard sale. I think I paid $15 or $20 for it. Never really got around to using it for anything. And I've got some scrap 2x4 pressure treated lumber there and some other lumber. And I'm going to cut up using my handy DeWalt cordless saw. And anything we use in this video, I'll leave some links below if you got any questions and links to some of the materials we use that you can pick up at a great deal. But we're going to take and I'm going to use this stall gate and put some wood slats in the bottom of it that will leave some openings, and I'll show you the measurements on that as we get going. I've already marked all the lumber there at 27 inches. That's the distance between the top and the bottom of the stall gate. And we're going to leave some openings there for the kids to get through. So I'm going to get all that cut up, and then we'll show you the assembly process. All right, I've already got everything measured out, 27 inches between the bottom and top of this gate where the slats will go. So we're going to get those cut up now using my handy cordless DeWalt saw, 60 volt. If you haven't noticed, I have all DeWalt stuff. I'm a big DeWalt fan. This is not sponsored by DeWalt, but I will leave some affiliate links below where you can get great deals on these tools. As always, safety first. One of the great things about cordless tools, no matter where you're at on the farm, you can use these without power. We use them for fencing, all types of stuff. I even have a cordless chainsaw, impacts, things of that nature. Super handy. So we got all those cut. Now we're going to show you the assembly. All right, so we got a total of 9 of these 27-inch slats cut. The way this is designed, these 2x4s will actually sit in this channel. So we're going to take those, pop them in the channel, get them all in there. Then we're going to lay it out. My intention is to give myself 3 5-inch openings, and we can adjust that if it's not enough. And I want to give enough room for the small ones to get in, but the adult goats not to be able to access it. We get all these in here. I'll lay it out, let you take a look, and then I'll show you how we're going to attach everything. This is actually not designed, it's designed to be a full solid panel for your horses, but we're going to do a little different. I'm going to leave some openings for the goats. These out. You can see I spaced everything to try to get some equal spacing. We want to have some 5-inch openings for the animals to go through. So I spaced 1 inch in between these just to give, later on down the road, if I need to make this opening bigger, I could just simply slide these over. So you slide those boards back and over. That gives me 1, 2, 3 5-inch openings to allow kids to come in and out. I'm also going to put I'll show you a way to keep the larger goats from trying to shove their heads in there as soon as I get these attached. So we're going to attach the slats on our creep feed gate using some self-tapping screws. Again, this equestrian gate is not designed to have a bunch of screws through it. It's only got a few holes to retain the final board in place to keep everything from moving. But I'm going to use some self-drilling screws and put those right into the 2x4s. And that way I can back those out and move the boards around later on if needed. And that's gonna hold everything in place so the larger goats can't get in there. And I'll show you one last step on the how to adjust the height on this thing so you don't get the goats sticking their big heads through there. All right, so I'm gonna use cordless impact, some little short 3/4 inch, number 10 self-drill hex head screws, 5/16 nut setter, and then we're gonna attach these, drill through the metal into the wood just to hold them into place. And so you can see what I'm using. The cordless 20 volt DeWalt impact, little small hex head self-drilling screw. These things work great, cut like butter. Show you a quick install of one, and then we'll just repeat. That's it. We'll just repeat that all the way down to top, down to bottom. We'll double check our measurements to make sure that's in place, and then I'll show you how we're gonna put a restrictor on there to keep the larger goats from sticking their head through these openings. Again, always safety first. All right, most of our kids right now on the ground, we've got about 4 more does that are due to kid in February. It's the end of January now, about mid-February. But most of our kids that are on the ground are 6 to 8 weeks old. So we're gonna set an adjusting bar across this to allow them to get in that we can actually raise and lower as needed to keep the larger goats out. And this will just give them a place to escape, to be able to eat in peace without being shoved around and pushed off their feed, because we want to get the best growth rate we can out of these kids. So I'll show you what we're going to do on the adjusting bar, the dividing bar. And so what I've done is I've taken and cut a piece that'll go horizontally across the front. And I made a couple of marks on my 2x4s, one at 12 inches high, one at 16 inches high. I'll be able to set that and then attach it. I'm going to start this out at the 16-inch height to see how that goes. If I have issues with the bigger goats still interfering and getting in there, I can adjust that down to the 12-inch height. I just got a couple of small lag screws. You can use a wood screw anything you want. I'm going to attach it where I can move it again at a later date. Again, love the impact. Must-have farm tool. Take a moment to stand this up, show you the completed project. All right, so that's the completed project, what it looks like. This again is set at 16 inches high, gives you 5-inch openings, 3 of those. And then I'm gonna stake this off with metal stakes and run some panels around to make a area that the kids can get in inside the main pasture with their mothers, and probably put that in a separate video. Try to keep our videos relatively short. So if you've enjoyed this, if it's added value to you, hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell. I'll leave some cards above to other great videos concerning faith, family, and farm life. Thanks for watching McFall Farms.